Hey, what's up? Welcome to my channel. Now, some of you guys may or may not have heard that Miss Claudia Jordan, Michelle Brown from Atlantean, and a few other people shouted me out, and I have my assignment expose. If you haven't seen it, go look at it on Media Takeout, and I'm cited as source. So, you know what? Yeah, the rumors are true. We are not the same. Please don't look upon me. Lower your eyes when I walk into a room, all right? Listen, y'all. Welcome. Mama, I made it. If you guys are here, thank you so much. I want to give a shout out to everybody that's been supporting my channel since the beginning. Definitely be Mr. Brown Royale, her story. There's so many people that have been supporting my channel since the beginning. I want to say thank you to it. There's a lot of haters. I want to say thank y'all to you too, because it helps the algorithm. Anyway, today we're going to be talking about, I know you've heard it, but I'm going to put my own spin and give you guys some background on it about the Real Housewives of Atlanta shakeup. Y'all, Rome is burning. But guess what? Production was the one that grabbed the fluid and the matches and set that bitch on fire. So we're gonna talk about, listen, now they're trying to do damage control. Now they're trying to maybe save it. Because listen, they declassed that shit so much. Listen, we'll get into it. Stay in there, Dad. We're gonna talk about why Porsha doesn't want to come back. Yep, if you've guessed it, it has to do with some Simon. I'm gonna drop some more tea on that. Let's drop some tea on Simon. We're also gonna talk about Sheree, Cynthia, Marlo, what's going on with the casting, and why. Listen, like, subscribe, comment. Let's get into the mess. Y'all know, no matter what, whether you like it, whether you dislike it, it all helps the algorithm. Your girl wants to do this full time. I love it here. I don't ever want to leave, right? People are like, yo, your YouTube channel is so refreshing. And I'm just like, turn it up. I love this song. Turn it up. So anyway, you guys, like, comment, and subscribe. Also, because don't you guys want me to get editing classes? Don't you guys want me to get some real filming equipment? Don't you want me to get like a real studio? Don't y'all want this girl to class things up? Support black businesses. Love black. I'm black. So you know, bring that support to me. And I know y'all tired, of the ghetto feedback. And away we go. I still don't know. And away we go. I still don't know how to do. And away we go. I still don't know how to do the fade up, but if you guys support, thank you so much for the love. My channel is growing bigger than ever before. Your girl can finally sit down and get some editing classes. And let me tell you something. If I can deliver you this type of tea, or with a paper clip, a shoestring, paper clip, and some glasses, imagine what I'll do when I actually have my studio, when I actually have all this stuff. Y'all, we gonna see heaven together. All right, high five. No? High five. All right, let's just do the fade out. Still here. Okay, let's get to the mess, y'all. Talking about today, we are talking about the cast shakeups on Real Housewives of Atlanta. Now, I know you guys probably heard about it, but I'm going to put my own spin on it, right? Let's go through the thing. Now, this was reported from, it's a blog, All True Tea. It's an Instagram page. And they were recording on Love B. Scott's story. Now, for those of you guys that don't know, I have used Love B. Scott as source before. Just because I'll tell you the truth, Love B. Scott always has tea on Atlanta. And unlike a lot of other bloggers, his tea actually turns out to be true 99.9% of the time. Now, say what you want. Some people say he has personal preferences. Maybe he does. But when he is just reporting straight facts, especially about casting and stuff, he's usually always right. But you guys can decide for yourself. Let's go with this thing. He says that producers have no idea who they want to round out the cast and why. Now, you guys, this isn't shocking. If anybody saw season 14, you would know the producers don't know shit about what they're doing. And they took what was once the crown jewel in Bravo, they took it and made it into a show that nobody wants to be on. Why is that? They declassed the show. Nene talked about this before, and whether or not you like Nene, I know Nene can be a lot, right? Whether or not you like Nene, she was right when she said that they were cheapening the show. Now, she did say Porsha was cheapening the show, but the way the producers took it to sleeping with strippers, and I'm not shading anybody for sex positivity, but hear me out on this, right? The producers took the show to sleeping with strippers, people getting beaten up, act up, get smacked the hell up. They took it to that direction. They took it the way Porsha wanted it, or the way actually, it's not true. From my understanding, producers wanted to take it that direction, And Porsha was happy to go that direction, right? She was happy to exploit the things that people often praise her for. The way she beat up a co-worker, the way she beat up that girl, Kenya, the way she beat up that girl, Jamie, who I think Dennis used to mess with, the way she did all of this stuff. And the producers just went with it, and they're just like, yeah. Because I think, to me, it seemed a little, I don't know, little suspect that you're trying to take the black franchise that's supposed to show black wealth, black, the black Beverly Hills, which is what Atlanta is, because Atlanta does have deep pockets. We see the way everybody is trying to grab them, a rich billionaire African. Spoiler alert, Porsha failed. She didn't find one, but Atlanta, so it's supposed to be the black Beverly Hills. They declassed the show with the sleeping with strippers, with the arguing, with the low down rumors. Porsha making up the fact that Kandi, and remember when Porsha said that Porsha has told so many lies. Remember when Porsha said that Kenya was sleeping with a one-eyed married African and that's where she was getting her stuff? And Kenya was like, have you not heard of Kenya Moore Hair Care, right? Remember when she lied and said that Todd was using a fake name named Marvin up in New York to sleep with girls? And Kandi was like, Todd ain't even been up to New York in 6 months. What is you talking about? Remember when she said that Todd and Kandi tried to rape and drug her, and then she put it off on Phaedra? But like Kandi actually pointed out, if you're my girl and I put you in this and I put you in that and I've done this, why would you even believe those lies? Why wouldn't you come to me and let me know, yo, people are telling these lies? So there's a million other more lies that Porsha has been allowed to do, right? And producers have played this up. Now, follow me down this rabbit hole because this is where I'm going. Atlanta is the black, but actually Beverly Hills is the white Atlanta. Let's do it like that, right? Beverly Hills is the white Atlanta. It's supposed to be showing wealth. It's supposed to be showing upper crust. When Sheree first got on, now we know her joggers are coming out in spring, summer. But back then we didn't know that Sheree was a fraud, right? Sheree we thought was like this. They had Deshaun Snow's wife. They had all these people on there. The producers are saying they don't know who they're going to want to rent off the house and why. I'll tell you why. Because they're not getting the level of women that is deserving a show of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Why are not they doing that? Listen, if you are Jessica Harris or that girl that Simon, I think her name's Jessica Harris, the woman that Simon was messing with, right? Beautiful girl. She seems fine. I'm not giving her any shade. I'm just saying the fact that she's trying to make a come up in her career, right? Drew Sidora, we'll talk about that, was trying to make a come up. LaToya had YouTube fame. I wish I had LaToya's followers. If y'all keep subscribing and liking, I will have LaToya's followers. But I wish I had LaToya's followers. But she had YouTube fame, but she was trying to make a jump into, I guess, mainstream fame. That's fine. But they were all looking for a come up. If you had, and they want, and here's another thing. The producers want all the women that they bring on, the new women, they want them to to have significant others, preferably families. They definitely want them to be married or in long-term relationships. Basically, they want a lot of Tanya Sams to come around, right? Follow me on this. No, maybe I wouldn't go on. Well, maybe I'd have to think about it. But I don't have the qualifications because I don't even live in Atlanta, right? But if you were to go on in Atlanta, if you really did have a loving, rich husband, if you had thriving businesses, if you were respected in the community, right? If people actually looked up to you when you walked in the room like, damn, they got money. If you were everything Simon Gabadio wishes he was, right? Would you sign up for Real Housewives of Atlanta? And you might be on a trip or people are sleeping with strippers and having orgies on a cash trip. Listen, whatever y'all do on your free time, I don't care. You can be a freak 7 days of the week, but we've all worked professional jobs. And if you haven't, you will work a professional job. That is like getting drunk at happy hour and doing something strange for some change in the bathroom. Just because people weren't watching, just because you thought it was a time to be free, it wasn't. You were around your coworkers. There has to be some semblance of professionality, right? I know I just made up that word. Professionalism, right? Professionality. I'm going to make up that word. I got style. I got class. I got professionality. So there has to be some semblance of professionalism, right? Would you, if you had all these things going, would you put yourself out there for Real Housewives of Atlanta producers, which put these women in really gutter, disgusting situations sometimes, right? Really gutter, really disgusting. The fights, the shade, throwing wigs, the way that this production company, and I do think because the production company is all white, I do think that when Carlos King was on it, listen, hear me out. He is a black producer. Everything he touches turns to gold. We know that. But also there is something where people that actually understand the culture, understand the lines, understand the shade, where people are there and he can capture that magic. Remember that magical round table scene where they were like, who said that? Who said that? Who said that? Right? That was reality TV gold. When Claudia Jordan was on the reality TV, shout out to Claudia Jordan, reality TV gold. I really do think the production company doesn't understand the culture enough and doesn't know how to manage these women the way they've let Porsha run amok, because she is the baby, right? She's their golden child. She thinks they're the golden goose. But by following the golden goose, they forgot what Carlos King always said about the show. This is an ensemble cast. Yes, some people like Nene, like Kenya Moore, and even like Porsha and Phaedra, right? Breakouts, and they have cult star fandom. But you can't put just Nene, maybe you can, I don't know, Nene, we'll see if Nene gets another reality TV show, we can judge this. But to put Nene just on the screen with everybody kowtowing to her is boring. To put Kenya on the screen where everybody is boring. To put Porsha, like they did last season, on the scene with everybody kowtowing and them doing so much as the edit so they can have this storyline. Don't you understand? This is to the production of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Watching reality TV, I'm not into sports, but it is like the way some people love watching sports. You have your team, you root for that team, and it's no fun seeing the referee every single time that the referee's favorite team does something, they act like they don't see anything, and then the other team, they're like foul, goal, dismissal, whatever the sports terms is, right? You fill in the blanks. Y'all know I don't know shit about sports, right? But my whole point is, it is no fun in this game we call life when we are literally rooting for our favorite team, our favorite archetypes, who we like. That's what it is. This is cultural anthropology that Bravo brought to us each season, but they forgot that part of cultural anthropology is we love to hate the other side. We don't need you to craft out this thing so it can be like, hate Kenya, love Porsha. We can figure this shit out on our own. And what's more fun, that's when Bravo was at its biggest, when we figured shit out on our own, right? But let me get off my high horse. Let me get off this rant, because we need to talk about the casting changes, all right? But this is a little background on what's going on. They already have 5 housewives that have been offered contracts, right? Just 5. I'm going to tell you who they are. Kenya, no surprise, right? Candy, Porsha, Marlo is looking like she's going to get a peach. And then I think there's one more person. I think they're thinking about Saray and letting Cynthia go. Now let's walk down this because I have my notes. The first person is Porsha. Now it's being reported by Love B. Scott, right? Hold on, y'all. We're going to get into is Porsha. It is being reported that Porsha doesn't want to be on Real Housewives of Atlanta. No shit. Her business is about to be in the streets. Everybody is out for blood. And now that everybody knows that she's messing with the Emperor Has No Clothes, Simon Gabadia, you know people are going to rip her apart. Now here's the thing. I don't know if Porsha thinks if the guy she's dating with is a complete fraud, or she just has Simon around because that's part of her storyline. We know that Porsha will do anything for a storyline, even look at Gargamel's face every morning, right? Now here's the thing. Lovely Scott and Ultra T is reporting that Porsha got an 8-episode spinoff. I don't know if that's true, because honestly, it's too early in filming to understand how many episodes are going to be on spinoffs. If you don't know about reality TV filming, they tape for weeks just to maybe even get half an episode, right? Now, they might have early indications that the footage is good, but when it comes down to editing, they could promise you a 3-episode thing and it turns into 1 episode. They could promise you 10 episodes and it turns into 3. It's really what you give and how much footage they have. Now, we remember from Porsha Gets Married, I remember from Porsha having a baby, right? Porsha's reality shows never gave much. Now, that said to everybody's point, look at Tardy for the Party. Tardy for the Party was stupid. It was dismal. I don't know how it was on, but it always stayed on. It just got canceled, and it was canceled around the time that they were thinking of Porsha giving her a spinoff for her Black Lives Matter activities. Now, here's the thing why that didn't take off. Because Porsha wanted her own show, and she would have pretended, in my opinion, from what we've seen and what I've seen on Real Housewives of Atlanta, go watch the season if y'all want to get your own opinion, right? she wasn't really into Black Lives Matter. It was all a goddamn storyline. And I suspected it at first, but then when I saw Yandy and Porsha giving a speech on Real Housewives of Atlanta, I was like, this is all a storyline, and this is sick. It's sick. I'm not saying that they're not down for the cause. I'm not saying that they don't care about what happens a lot. What I am saying is they are exploiting it for their own thing to give these shows a storyline. And it's actually sick because the storyline, it don't make any sense. But getting back to this, but here's the thing. Porsha will don a mask on in a second to get what she wants. She's all about the money, right? I remember I heard my friend was telling me that she had a Russian girlfriend, and her mom, because her mom had an accent, she was always like, oh, like, you know, I'm unhappy or he treats me bad. And she's like, darling, what have I told you? You are an actress. You're an actress. Do what you need to do to get him to marry you. And as soon as I know this is not a Russian accent, every accent I do is Middle Eastern, but y'all gonna rock with me. Do what you need to do to get the ring. And once you get the ring, you do what you want because you are the wife. And then she would say, like, the secret to a happy marriage is you go away once a year by yourself for a few weeks, and you leave the husband and everyone else, and you come back a happy woman. No one knows, and then that is how you have a long marriage with your husband, right? So she was always giving her tips like that, right? Porsha went to that woman's school of thought when she thought like, oh, you need to put on a face for whatever you're doing, right? How does this hook up with Black Lives Matter? I'll tell you. She was fine to have a spinoff, and she was going to come as an activist and this and that. But then that would have meant she couldn't have had her bolos. She couldn't have her fun. She couldn't be beating people up in alleys. She couldn't show every season. Porsha really is, I think that's how Simon and her are equally yoked. It's always a different manifestation of what she does every season. One season, she's Princess of Thatladia. The season before that, she was a kind, church-going person. It's like, I'm not going to a strip club. You would never understand the convictions of the fight. The next season, she was like, bout it, talk smack, get smacked. The next season, she was a dutiful, long-suffering girlfriend. The next season, she was a loving mother. The next season, she was a poor, naive person that got hypnotized by Phaedra and told all these lies that she didn't want to do. It's always something new, and these faces are always completely different from the last face, right? Now, let's talk about some real tea about why she doesn't want to be exposed, right? One, you don't want people looking into Simon's thing, because that's the thing. Simon thinks that he is secure. Let me give y'all a little breakdown about Simon. This is all my opinion, right? This is from what I've seen about the show and what they post on their Instagram. Go check out the show on Instagram if you want to make up your own mind, right? Here's the thing. Simon is gaming Porsha because he wants to be famous. Her birthday party, when the camera's on him, the way he lights up, he is thirsty. Now, I'm not saying that we don't want to be famous, right? We all want to be recognized for the attributes we love. If you want to be recognized for being a great mother, father, sister, wife, lover, YouTube person, we all want accolades, right? We do it. That's one of the basic human emotions, to be heard. However, Simon is on another level, right? He wants Porsha for her fame. Porsha is happy to share her fame for his money. Porsha don't know that allegedly, right? I got this from a few blogs. I'll post them down. The way Simon got his money, I don't know, was it a wire transfer sent by accident, and you kept the wire transfer and you ain't give the money back, and now you're living this lifestyle off of the wire transfer? But again, like all those things, you blow through that money quickly because you're trying to present wealthy. You're trying to present rich, when really you got a fixed amount and it's dwindling, but you need to find ways to flip it. And maybe one of those things of flipping it is by getting other people attracted like moths to a flame to your lifestyle. I don't know. That could be said, right? However, people have done it before. You know, Anne Hathaway's boyfriend did it. That Italian gigolo billionaire she was dating, that they found out it was all smoke and mirrors. He was just getting people that was in Anne Hathaway's circle, the rich and the famous, to invest in his nightly, never come lately things. And they would invest, and he would use that money to buy rent more yachts. Now, granted, Simon's doing it like here. This man was renting 300-foot mega yachts and renting out the island of Capri. He was doing the damn thing, but my whole point is he was using that as a way to bring people in, because sadly enough, we see it. People will do something strange for some change, and people are very motivated by money. And the thing I found out is you don't even need to really give them anything. Just the fact that they could get a drop of your money, they will sit there and be your loyal lapdogs all they want, trying to get a piece. Now, listen, you don't want people digging into Simon's past, right? Okay, fair enough. Why is that? I know people, his past doesn't really, I think probably doesn't start till 2017, 18, because you can see on his Instagram, it looks like he made a big jump to wealth on his Instagram around 2017, 2018. That's also where all these businesses he had that he had let expired, he then got them to be compliant, right? You got them to be compliant around 2017, 18, even 2019. Go over to the Georgia State thing if you think I'm lying about Simon's businesses. And don't just click on whether it says compliant. Go and click on the file history, because that gives you when it was filed, when it slipped out of compliance, what it got slipped out of compliance for. It literally does give you all the receipts you need to make your own opinion. So I'll do a story about that if you guys want. I did the first video. Go ahead and check it out, but it explains a little bit more what I'm saying. Don't just see, oh, it's compliant. See when it became compliant, because it became compliant again in 2019, 2020. That means you weren't able to do business, right? And a lot of times it went out of being compliant because they weren't paying their dues. They weren't paying their fees. They weren't filing their accounts receivable. They weren't doing the bare minimum. Now, so there is a whole thing about where Simon money come from. How does he get his money, right? There is that question that we ask of all people that are housewives. But it's also Simon's dating histories. We saw from Jessica Harris, she said that Simon had her out there, was buying her and her, you can see it on Tasha K interview, was buying her and her girlfriend's Coke. They were doing the damn thing. All these things were going on. The Taurus queen said, really? You're going to call me a racial slur in my house while my kids are up? Listen to this. Guess what, bitch? Guess who's not going to be on the next season? Because, you know, and Fallon did it so cool. Because that's the thing about Taurus. A Taurus very rarely, which is why I wonder, does Quad have a lot of fire in her chart? Or maybe a lot of water, right? Because a Taurus is not going to be in the middle of the street being like, let me tell you. They're not going to do that. They come with those low-key, classy reads that you have to really sit and think about, but also their revenge is like this. She said it on her thing with Up and Adam, but after that, LaToya's out for mysterious reasons, right? So for season 4, let me know what y'all think. Production is saying that they think they have Candy, Kenya, Porsha, Sheree, and Marlo. Thank God Marlo's finally get it. If they were smart, if they knew anything, they would bring Claudia back. And I know what y'all saying, right? I know what y'all saying. You just saying that because Claudia was in your live chat. And you know what? You goddamn right. No, I'm joking. Because honestly, the way Claudia popped up is I was like, yo, I wish Claudia Jordan was in this live chat. Because I was saying how firing her was the very worst thing that they ever did for Real Housewives of Atlanta. Why don't you try to bring Claudia back as a friend of Kenya, right? But again, season 4 things are going. They don't know if they have Porsha for sure. Porsha is very, very hesitant. And you know what? I don't blame you. Porsha, if you are smart, and I'm starting to doubt it because you're dating Simon Gabodio, but if you are smart, you will take your own show and you will skedaddle, because the gossip is so much on Porsha. All you need is a producer who does not have allegiance to you to really blow up everything that happened between you, Cordell, and that divorce. Why you got nothing, to blow up these rumors about where you got the Rolls Royce and the Birkin, to blow up the rumors about the way with the wealthy Africans, to blow up the rumors about, also even to dig into Simon's finances, a wire transfer, whatever's going on, to literally dig into Simon's finances. Because if there's one thing that we love on reality TV, when you come on and you say you are wealthy, and this is across all the franchises, not just Atlanta, we want to see, we want to know. I am not going on there saying I am wealthy. Okay, fine, granted, I'm not broke, but I'm not going there saying I own a mansion in Costa Rica. I own this. And if you do, great. But let's see it. Let's see the receipts, because the streets are saying, and the evidence is saying, survey says, it's a lie. But anyway, we'll see, right? Sadly enough, Mimi will not be coming back in any way, shape, or form, which is a shame. But I don't know. Nene, maybe we'll do a separate standalone video, because that's the thing about Nene. She deserves a separate standalone, because it's literally about the rise and fall of something great. And do I think racism played a part in it? Maybe. Do I think also her turning into like, you know, that ant monster where you feed the ant, and then ant becomes like a monster? Maybe that was it too. But all things can be true. We live in a multifaceted world. All things can be true at once. Now, let's get into Karen Huger shading Gizelle. Last thing, speaking of Nene and that, right? Whoever departs the show, we can assure you it'll be a very tidy departure because the network wants to avoid any further claims of discrimination. Bravo, do you know how you can avoid any claims of discrimination? Do you know how you can avoid that? By actually not discriminating, by actually not letting racist people come on the show, by actually not letting people say racial slurs and make fun of Asian people and black people when they're off, by actually not feeding into stereotypes and giving them and declassing the crown jewel of your network at one point, all because some producers are trying to make a bunch of accomplished, beautiful, smart, esteemed black women feed into what their narrative of blackness is, which apparently is Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. But I digress. All right, you guys, let me know in the comments what you think. Karen went on Wendy and is still shading Gizelle. Yo, why does Karen always try to blow out shots and then hide her hands? Listen, here's the thing. I love Karen. I also like Gizelle. I also like Robin. I love Candace. Mia, I love Wendy, right? And Mia, she's new, but all signs point up, right? The thing is, Karen went on Wendy and she clarified the comments about Gizelle having a hot box. She said, oh, I wasn't implying that she had an STI. I was implying hot box. You know what that means. Karen is a liar. Let me tell you something. She walked back the thing about Gizelle being in prison, and now she's saying she thinks she had a nervous breakdown when Jamal left her. For one, Giselle's whole life and identity was being a preacher's wife. Jamal, from what everybody says, on YouTube cheated on her left and right and humiliated her. Giselle's a gorgeous woman. I'm sure there was a lot of jealousy where people couldn't wait to see her fall, right? So I'm sure all that played the thing into her whole life shattering. If you just lost your whole life, I'm sure you would have lost your mind a little bit too. Who cares? But to throw that out as a read, and listen, Karen loves to backtrack. I was there, Karen. I heard it. You said Sing Sing. You are from that generation that thinks Sing Sing is prison, but you were just saying that shit. Now here's the thing. Karen do be coming with reads. Karen is hilarious, and Karen does come with reads. But you guys, part of a read being so good is it needs to be based in reality. That's what a read is. If I read you down and was talking about shit that had no link to society, how is that a read? That's just me making up shit. That is just me making up shit. That's not a read. If we could just become like airbenders and make up shit, right? I mean, come on, literally. So anyway, Karen also went on to say, she said some interesting things about, well, Giselle's not a wife. She doesn't have a man. She hasn't had a man. And everybody in the audience was like, golfing. Yo, how is that funny? Can we please move away from this male-centered patriarchy where you have to have a man to be someone? Is it an accomplishment to have a man? Because honestly, if you take anything, you can have a man. I'm sure if Gizelle laid down in the dirt and let Jamal wipe his shoes on her face, right? I'm sure she could have a man. Having a man is not the goal. It is Karen, which makes me think, what actually really happened in Karen's relationship? That she looks, how tight did you cling on to Ray if you look at being married and having a man as the epitome? The other thing is, she backed off it really quick, because if you guys watch the clip, it's on Wendy's website. Wendy was looking like, first she was laughing, and then Wendy was like, because Wendy was thinking, wait, I don't got a man. I don't have a man, so is there something wrong with me? Exactly. Karen is very, very, very male-centered. I love her, but that's where you see Karen's age at 58 showing. Now, I'm not saying all 58-year-olds are male-centered, but there is something that usually the older you get with people, the more they have very conservative views over what womanhood is and what womanhood looks like. Not all 58-year-olds, maybe not even half, but Karen definitely is from that time of 58-year-olds where they look at like the man as like the ultimate accomplishment. Now, she also talked about Mia. She said things interesting, like Mia is, she likes Mia, but here's the tea, y'all. remember how everybody was going in on Gizelle about the Eddie rumors? Do you remember that? Now here's the thing. Do I think Eddie's cheating on Wendy? No, but that's because I just love the way their family looks, and I would hope that Wendy actually is as happy as they look on TV. That is my hope for everyone, right? But Karen said something interesting. She said, a year ago, if you had told me Eddie was cheating on Wendy, right, I would have believed it. But I talked to Wendy, and Wendy's my girl, and she told me it's fine. So you know what? I'm going to ride out with her too. Did you catch that shade? She actually said that she believed the rumors, and she would still believe it. But since Wendy is her girl, and she's reliable, we're talking about Wendy from the show, not Wendy Williams, right? We all know what happened with Wendy Williams. Since Wendy is her girl, she's going to believe whatever her girl tells her. That's some shade. That's some shade where I'm like, don't fucking defend me. Don't defend me. Can you just don't defend me? Just don't don't say anything, right? I don't need defense like that. That was actually really interesting. She also talked about Monique. She said she's still in touch with Monique. I did hear rumors on the blogs and also in these YouTube streets, Google, that they unfollowed each other for a moment, but then she followed her back. But I don't know if that's true because I haven't had a chance to check that out. But go ahead and do that research if you want. She says that she is a loyal friend. She rides out with her friend. And she said that, Monique is just raising her babies and being a good wife, which is great. Because you know I'm all for if women can be stay-at-home moms, good for you. That is the dream. Raise your babies, show them love, do everything. Except for the fact we know Monique wants to be back on this show more than life itself. She's sitting there talking about, I can't live. His living is without you. Looking at things in Potomac, right? And Candace is kept, I will say, that fight between her and Candace really did put Potomac on the map. They always had a cult following, but that season it put it on the map. And nevertheless, she is gone. So until she pops up with her binder times or her panels, and I know she is, and you know I'm going to do a review on that, but until she pops up with those binders and panels, I'm going to let that go. Last but not least, right? Look at this, my edge control. This edge control, y'all, if anybody knows, I thought I had a good edge control, but then the humidity hit and that edge control was like, how you doing, right? Just popping up. My dandelion edges are like, woof. What's going on, right? Hey, what's going on, Tisa? What's going on? So anyway, she also talked about Ashley Darby. Y'all, I'm so sick of Ashley's storyline. Hopefully Michael said he's not having any more kids, so this will be the last thing. Now, don't get me wrong. I think Ashley is great for TV. I think her mouth is vicious, but it's great for TV. Just like Candace's mouth can be vicious, but it's great for TV. I do not like this whole, we'll talk about the colorism thing in a different video, but I do think it's great for TV, right? Now, this shit about every season, Michael and I are at the happiest we've ever been. Things are fantastic. I love being a mom. And she's always rubbing her pregnant belly. I love being a mom. And Michael's just the greatest dad in the world. And by the end of the season, she's like, and Michael's like trying to sneak off on Grindr or whatnot, right? So it's literally the same goddamn storyline. Can we move on? We think about Karen in the next video, okay? I'm going to be posting over the weekend. I am going to be traveling. But listen, my little Tattle Tells. Yeah, I don't care if you guys don't like that name. Listen, my little Tattle Tells. All right? Tattle Tells. Let me know what you think in the comments. Of course, like, comment, and subscribe. And we're going to get into this. All right. I'll see you guys soon. Bye. I got to go pack.